A good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or for some of you it would be afternoon. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are based. We are heading into our very first OKL Mini World Championship or World Final. What an exciting little event. We only have about 9 cards. I think we're waiting for one more, 10 cards in total if the last one joins, which means 10 youngsters all below the age of 12 years old in the simulator. I'm Sean Lipshaw. I'm joined by Kyle Lawrence. Kyle, we've got a couple names you would know and some we won't. But this is our first mini championship for the OKL space. Are you excited, as excited as I am?
Yeah, the minis, like we said last night, always firstly, obviously, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, yesterday to anybody who's still yesterday. I'm excited for the minis because, like we said last night, the racing always a lot better in the mini classes, but unfortunately only 10 of the drivers making it in tonight. We're still waiting for one. There's Deacon Olivier in his still his old school Zamp helmet design, and not a helmet he uses anymore. He's got himself a newly designed helmet that he got for himself when he went to go and compete in the Tillerson T4 Nations Cup in Valencia last year. So Deacon, one of those drivers that joined me over there in 2023 to race in the Tillerson T4 Mini Finals. Now he's in another final in the Mini 60 class aboard the CRG Monster K colored minis. Shan, a lot of these cards bouncing all over the place over these curves. These youngsters getting a bit of practice in before we go into the format as follows.
Yeah, so we are going to head into a 10-minute practice qualifying session, rather. Then a pre-final of 8 laps plus 1 formation, and then a 12 plus 1 final. It is that quick because we only have... we will be 10 in a couple minutes. I see Mans Luif managed to make it into the driver's briefing, so one of the admins is quickly running him through the notes. So yeah, pre-final, final, there we go. Mini world champion in OKL.
In a couple of hours, 60 odd minutes, and we'll have ourselves a world mini OKL champion for the first time, or a grand final winner. Deacon Olivier, not really topping timesheets at the moment. 1.2 seconds off the fastest man out on circuit, Liam Tekiso, who is directly behind him at the moment.
Yep.
So I think Deacon needs to just let that one go, get a follow on, and figure out where it is he's losing the time. One of those corners being that one there when he ran horribly wide. And Liam Tekiso deciding, let me rather not go past. I don't want Deacon following my lines. I don't want Deacon learning from me.
I think Liam's grabbing a toe. That's what he's doing. He's grabbing a toe.
Looking for a few extra tenths here at practice. Looking for a toe. There's Ruhan Victor, another youngster joining us. He just got past Liam Tekiso, so he was looking to follow on. They're all playing games there like they would IRL. No, you follow me. No, you follow me. No, I want to follow you. So Max Boshoff, another driver from the Western Province. I think a newly crowned Western Province champion, if I'm not mistaken.
As well as the OKL junior champ, I believe. And I think he took that away from Ruan by, I think, 1 point in the OKL South Africa Junior Division. Or even the African Cup. So these two, Ruan Victor and Max Boshoff, as close as they can get when it comes to a fight for the South African title, at least. And when I say close, they were literally nose to tail throughout the whole season. Whenever they were racing, they were on top of each other. So probably expect to see the same here at Genk.
Yeah, well, we saw last night how difficult it is to make a move on this circuit without it being a full send lunge. It's almost going to be a sneak attack because it's quite easy to defend here, the long straights. So very easy to defend. But here where we saw a couple of moves, that was turn 1 as Alessandro, we go back to Alessandro Praziovic, just about to cross the start-finish line. Where is he on the timesheet? 4th at the moment, 4 tenths off. Already the time's super close. This is that corner I was talking about, double apex right-hander. So even if you defend the first part, you can still sneak a move up the inside in the second part. Alexander just checking where the track limits are there outside of that turn 1. It's a double apex turn 1. So a turn 1 and a turn 2 basically. All meshed into one. These mini carts definitely running very close together. These kids have only had a little bit of time on circuit. And they are already within a second of each other across the board. 1.2 seconds down to 8th. We know that Daniel Resende, we were keeping an eye on him in earlier on when we were warming the vocal cords. and we noticed a slight issue with his accelerator pedal. It wasn't staying at 100% all the time, and fluttering up and down and up, down, and throughout. So Shan dropped a message there, and it looks like he's gone into the pits to go and sort that issue out, so he can hopefully get back onto pace. 4 seconds off is not where you want to be in a race such as the OKL Grand Finals.
Yeah, look, we've got a host of South Africans. So Bosov, Tekiso, Victor, Prajsovic, Nagura, Olivier, they're all South Africans. Out of that list, Bosov, Victor, Prajsovic, they are from Cape Town, so my local valley. Then Nagura, I believe, is in the Eastern Cape, right? And then also Willifeer is in Gauteng. Then we've got a Mozambican driver in the form of Daniel Resende. I believe Milan de Reit is from Belgium, so this, I believe, is his home track. And then we've got Leo Larsen and Mans Loof. I quickly want to just grab the sheet to see where they are from. But they are also both European-based as far as I remember.
Well, as we see the growth throughout here, and obviously live streams going out all over Facebook, all over YouTube, and we're sharing it through Facebook and Instagram. And guys, if you are watching the YouTube, go give it a share there on your social medias, so we can get some more people watching, more people interested, and hopefully more competitors going into the new season, as well as this once-off event, which we will have every year. It's a once-off event at the end of the regular series, the OKL Africa, OKL Southern Africa, the Euros, as well as now the Grand Final, which we will be having at the end of every season. We don't want to call it the Grand Final, it's the final, the OKL World Final. And, Grand Final already be taken, Super Final already taken, so we'll stick with World Final, I think.
Yeah. Listen, so both Loof and which was the other one I was having a look at, Larsen, are Swedish drivers.
Yeah. So 2 Swedes, a Belgian, and the rest are all African. So normally you go to a world final, you'll be seeing mostly Europeans with a splatter of Africans, but in OKL we're doing it the other way around.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of Africans and a few Europeans coming to join us. There's one of them, Mans Loof. From Belgium, you said, or was it from Sweden?
Sweden. I suppose that's because we did things the other way around, right? We started OKL out of South Africa. It was initially meant for South Africans to have something, to be entertained on their own little circuits. When I say little, still big circuits, but we only have seven of them. I think technically 8 now. If we add Polokwane, that will be 9 of our own tracks. But if you compare to the likes of Italy, which is the karting hub of the world, there's over 30 of them. So
which I find completely odd, because karting was originally Milan route. That's not the correct direction to be, sir. You can't park it there.
Yeah.
But can't park there. I've lost my train of thought now, Shan, trying to be sitting there. But that was along the African vibe of the
we were talking about the Sim Hub Italy. Well, not the Sim Hub, the karting hub Italy.
Correct. We were talking karting hub Italy. Thank you very much, Shan, getting me back on track. I find that strange because I did come across a video about the history of karting, or the origins of karting, and it came down as America being where karting was started in parking lots, taken by the Europeans and now dominated by the Europeans. It was actually an intro into this year's SCUSA Nationals I was watching on Facebook. So the Americans think they founded it. The Italians obviously then saying they
perfected it.
There we go.
I mean, we're looking at any sport in the world. So most of the sports around the world was originally started, with England. You're talking about your cricket, your rugby, etc., football as well. And that doesn't necessarily mean you will be the best in the world just because your country started it. So
let's have a look at rugby, for instance. Started in England, and now they can't beat us.
That's for sure.
Shots fired.
But we can't talk about our cricket or football anymore because we're not even on the same planet.
No, we are nowhere near.
We'll stick to the rugby.
We'll stick to the rugby. We'll hang on to that by our fingernails. Thank you very much. Cricket, we weren't too bad, but obviously we need to move back here, come back there. But motorsport, we haven't done too badly for ourselves in terms of South Africans. So a nice little mixer. We've got a couple of Europeans in the field. Hopefully we will see more of them join as this grows. We want to see... I would love to do a week of seniors and a week of juniors. We're so busy.
Yeah, that would be... Well, I guess in the ideal world we will use a weekend worth of racing, but you know, we know how it works. There's karting all over the world every single weekend.
Yeah.
So it's impossible for us to find a slot and make it work. So the week races, I think it works the best. But yeah, we've got a whole month worth of racing in November when it comes to how we do the worlds. So you know, maybe we split it. So we do we still do the open qualifiers and all those things, but the first week we do, or one night we do juniors, one night seniors, one night juniors, one night seniors, and then the finals, both of the finals on the same evening. I think that might be really cool.
Yeah, 100%. That would definitely be a way to do it. But I mean, I'm even thinking we'll have minis, juniors, and seniors hopefully moving forward. We want to see a full complement on the grid. We want to have minis, juniors, and seniors. Maybe one day a Premier KZ for the Champions of Champions. Who knows? It can all grow from where we are now, and this is the starting point aboard our Monster K CRGs. Max Boshoff, well versed in a CRG. He raced with the Extreme Team back home, and he will be looking to continue his turn of pace that he's had all throughout this year IRL, and obviously in the OKL regular series. Daniel Racinda back on the circuit, but still looking like he's struggling with the issues there. Definitely not all the way flat. Yeah, there we go. We've got his graph on the screen. You can see the throttle input. It is all over the place. So if you are watching on the YouTube, Daddy Racinda, please sort that out there. It is definitely a pedal connection issue.
Yeah, so that would be Nuno. Nuno is his dad. I've spoken to him many times. Very nice chap. I already dropped him a couple. He keeps sending me messages, and I reminded him, listen, I'm commentating. I can't exactly respond, but hopefully they get it sorted, because there's clearly an issue with that throttle. So unfortunately, you know, he's not going to find the pace he needs. That's the end of our practice session. We're going to go into that 10-minute qualifying, so quite a lot of quali, which means this track will have a decent amount of rubber laid down by the time we head into that pre-final. One thing that will be a first for OKL in our mini-series, we'll be doing a rolling start. So I'm quite excited to see that, if the boys can behave. Luckily, there's only 10 of them, so it should be a little bit easier for the race director to manage it. All we need is the youngsters to manage themselves and keep the gap where they need to and start racing from there.
And I'm going to be completely honest here. I do a lot of coaching with drivers of various age groups, but the kids tend to listen a lot better than the adults. So I'm expecting these guys to get it sorted and get it right. They all have previous race experience, so if it is explained to them, you know, reasonably well, which I'm sure it is with our race director, they should get it 100% right. I have faith in the little ones. I know some of them out there. They know what they're doing. They've been racing for a long time. But Shan, you mentioned rubber on the circuit. I wonder if it's similar to what we experience, say, for instance, at a circuit like Swakop's. When the rubber goes down, the minis aren't fans. They do tend to go a little bit slower and be a little bit harder to drive. I wonder if that is also the case in OKL.
One thing I have experienced, there is too much grip for these minis. Means they could potentially grip flip, which is something we're going to have to keep an eye on. The youngsters will hopefully understand that. I'm fairly certain they have their mechanics there with them. I know a guy like Max Bosov, as an example, who's got Jason Kutsia as his driver coach in real life as well as on the sim. Jason, I know for a fact, is sitting right next to Max now, helping him through the races, and will probably help him get that setup dialed in as the race evolves from the qualifying to pre-final.
In terms of setup, are these carts also open in
yes.
you know, or they're fixed? So also open setup for the minis as well.
Also, the first time we've gone ahead and opened up the setups for the minis, and that's something I know in OKL throughout the years we've always run fixed setup in the South African setup, which just becomes a arrive and drive. But my logic behind this was, we're at a world event this time around. Let the kids get some seat time. Let them figure it out with their mechanics and see how much quicker they can go. I think we might see one or two of the more experienced drivers pull away, maybe in the pre-final, and then the youngsters, you know, might figure something out. But I know these kids. It is, all of them on this list will be competitive as hell. They will probably have somebody there helping them with their setups and making sure that they get the maximum out of their carts.
Yeah, same. You've been calling Jason a mechanic or a couple of times there. He is also the driver coach for Max Boshoff as well, so not only mechanic.
I guess that's what I meant.
He is the driver coach for
Yes.
Boshoff. He works with me, sorry, not with me, with Leroy Polter at the Extreme Karting team.
Yes, that's
And
correct.
Jason also driving for the Toyota Gazoo team in DD2 this year, aboard a OTK and a KR, Kart Republic this season. Tried both chassis. Not entirely sure where you ended up this season. I think it was definitely up in the top 3 though. Front runner all season, as can be expected from him, and also a driver in the Formula 1600 category here in South Africa, so our Formula 4 equivalent. So a lot of experience from Jason. He's raced a couple of world finals. As we've got 7 minutes of qualifying going, you can hear Shannon and I not getting too excited about the lap times just yet, because 59.7 is almost a full second off what they got down to in warm-up. So the track's still green, still rubbering in. So wait to see the times tumble. I'm sure they will 100%. They'll definitely tumble as Max Boshoff crosses the line now. 0.019. Larson, 59.737. He didn't improve on that lap, but just behind him, look at those gaps, Shan. They are
Very
all
close.
within the same tenth in the top 3 as the circuit rubbers in. Ashay, 0.5 seconds with the pace at the moment. RPM driver racing with Ricky Perdigal Motorsport this season. Obviously, it is silly season in karting, so we're not sure what will transpire through into 2025. But this season, a good season with RPM Motorsports.
There you go, Spots.
He's,
Victor.
Ruan Victor starting as the times start tumbling now. Ashai Naguri, that's who we were talking about. Leo Larson, though, only 0.1 off. So the circuit is developing. You can see the dark lines starting to form on the corners now. That's where the rubber's going down. Let's see what Deacon Olivier can manage as he crosses the line. Second time in a week I'm mentioning that name.
Look at this, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. Tekiso was sitting behind Boshoff. Boshoff went pole and immediately pipped by almost 3/10 by Tekiso, which is these minis and the toe around Genk. It is insane. So I'm fairly certain we're going to start seeing these kids play games, trying to.
Max already playing the game. He put it on pole and rolled straight over behind Tekiso. So the two of them either working together, maybe a conversation had before, or they just working it out so nicely. Max Boshoff figuring, well, I gave you a toe. It's your turn now. Ruhan Victor across the line, all on his own. 0.3 off for Shai Naguri. Also on his own. Nagura, sorry, on his own. Nothing to show there. 1.3 off. Deacon Olivier, 1.7 seconds off the pace, all on his own, some lonesome. He's going to need to go find himself a toe as he crosses the line now. 0.8 off the pace, down in 6th. So if Deacon, if your coach, Delon Thompson, is there nearby and listening, I think you need to show him a rollover and go find some toe. Jacques, if you're watching the stream, same goes to you, mate.
What's happening?
Here we go.
Is,
this is them stop the toes.
A lot of the kids most likely went out and forgot to change their setup, to put the setup on. Because if they don't set in the game where on the top left of their screen in the garage it says, this is my qualifying setup, this is my race setup, it just goes back to default.
Whoa!
Oops. There we go, Tekiso.
Too much curb, and that's ruined what probably would have been a really fast lap for Max Boshoff. And Alexander had just pulled over to join that group. And Liam Tekiso deciding, oh, another one, Ashay, upside down, obviously in contact with that. Don't worry, there's Deacon rolling over looking for a time, so Jacques obviously watching us and listening. To get a lap time, Max Boshoff now, he was looking for a toe, he's now leading the toe. So Max, unfortunately, going to have to go out on his own for the next couple of minutes. I wonder if he will roll over, and that will ruin Deacon and Alexander's lap.
Deacon's in a good spot now. There's a nice big enough gap between himself and Priceovich, so he doesn't just catch up and bump him, but he still benefits from the toe at this gap. So he's probably down this backside after this hairpin, going to start closing the gap now.
Yeah, you can see a couple of mistakes there through that sector, so he did lose a bit of time, but he's close enough for the slip. And here we'll see him pull down the back straight. There we go, into the chicane. Nice and tidy, avoided the curb, so he didn't end up on his head. I can tell you the driver that did roll over is perfectly fine. No need for ambulances. He's okay. Through the long sweeping left-hander there. Let's see what this does for them. Max Boshoff leading this train. So I'm pretty sure we'll see at the end of this lap, Max roll over and fall in behind either Deacon or Alexander. but it doesn't look like a tidy lap from Deacon.
Oh, by the way,
hopping.
I forgot to mention something that happens in the seniors division as well. If you flip your kart here in qualifying, you're out. So Takiso, Victor, and Nagura, they all have to park it. That's why they're still in the pits.
Oh no. Well, Deacon Olivier does improve, but only by a couple of tenths. Max Boshoff got very, very close to Leon's time, 0.006 off. There's Max, and he's all on his own, so he's not using a tow. And Alexander not getting the benefit from following him. So Max all on his own. He's decided he doesn't need a tow right now. He can go find that 0.006 all on his own. Leo Larson, another driver, taking it around by himself. They are very, very close together, though. From 4th to 8th, sorry, no, from 4th to 7th is separated by a tenth of a second. And from 1st to 2nd, less than a tenth. And Ruan Victor kind of all by himself there, 0.3 off the pace.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here is those first two guys definitely benefited from a strong tow. It also does help if you're fast by default, so the tow will just push you over that line. So I think Ruan Victor's lap time was on his own, and about just a little bit less than 4 tenths off the pace, which means no tow. If he got a tow, he would have been very close to Bosov and Takiso. Hey, there's another Resende parking it. Resende hasn't managed to do a legitimate qualifying lap. When I say legitimate, he's 4.2 seconds off the pace, so not finding the pace there, and that throttle is definitely a problem.
Yeah, I mean, actually, he's dropped me a message now on WhatsApp. I'm just letting him know, listen, try this or try that, because the poor kid only 4 seconds is 4 seconds off the pace. So I'm just letting him know a couple of things he can try here over WhatsApp, typing while commentating. Bit of a skill. And 1 minute left to go. We've lost 2 of our contenders, but Liam Takiso still on pole. He is in the pit because he did have that rollover over the curb. Max Boshoff crosses the line and doesn't improve, so he's still looking for that 600th of a second.
Starting his final lap as well. Yeah, that's what's it? 6/1000ths of a second, right?
Yeah, I think it is 6/1000.
I generally just say 6 milliseconds. That's good enough for me.
They're very, 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 very lots of close together.
Yes.
Deacon Olivier still trying to improve to find that 0.8 of a second. We're on board with him now. Leo Larson, now 0.6 off, so he's found a couple of tenths. Milan de Root still setting himself in. Mans Loof currently down in that 6th place, 0.7 of a second off the pace, but still very, very close and close enough for a race. And let's see if he can improve. He's going to be one of the last drivers to cross the line and start a lap. Is he? No, he's not going to make it. So he's not going to get another lap. This will be his last lap. Here comes Matt Boshoff. He's not going to do it. So this will be his last lap. He crossed the line now.
And he goes
last
into
lap
pole.
Was all he needed. 0.46 seconds ahead of Liam Takiso. Liam Takiso will be kicking himself after that roller because he can't reply to it. Mansloop, he's coming into the last double right-hander now. 366 and 333. That's Max. So Max has done his last lap. We've only got 366 to cross. Mansloop, 0.8 of a second. And that's it. You are correct. So that will conclude qualifying. I thought Leo Lancer was trying to get a lap in there, but obviously because he hasn't got a checkered flag yet. Yeah, there's Leo Lancer. Last one is obviously he's binned that lap and pulled over to the side. But Max Boshoff, our current pole sitter after qualifying, but we have a lot of racing to go. We still got the pre-final. And let's see how that goes.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Bosov, we know he's got the pace. Takiso did his lap quite early in the session, benefiting from a good tow off Bosov on his fastest lap. So Takiso definitely lost out on a little bit of extra warm-up and practice. Because, these boys have not touched the track until, since last week, Wednesday, when we switched off the final juniors practice server. So obviously they want to stay on the track as long as they possibly can to, get back into the swing of things. And Takiso, handicapping himself a little bit there. But not too bad because he's in P2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not too bad. He's still in P2. Max Boshoff on pole at the moment as they all line up. We don't need to see them shuffle because they are starting in their grids because we don't have groups. No A versus C, no C versus D, and no B versus A. Just them, just these boys, all 10 of them on the grid. We're waiting for them to line up on the grid.
Yeah, we're waiting on Larson getting a DSQ there, so they'll probably reset that.
A lot of them choosing the bot white, only Deacon with his custom liveried helmet.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any helmets for a lot of these kids, and a lot of them quite new into the sim racing space. So a driver like Ruan Victor, Takiso, who do else? Resende, they're all fairly new, so they probably will get in the new year. They'll probably all get some custom helmets made. So yeah, we'll definitely see that change.
On that note, is Scotty finished with my helmet yet?
Say again?
Do you think Scotty's finished with my helmet yet?
Most likely not.
Or do you think he's been too busy being our race director over this week? It's okay. I expect it on Thursday then. You know, finals tonight gives him the whole of Thursday to get it done, and then I can have it Thursday afternoon. I'm just kidding. Scotty,
I was about to say, you'll probably have to wait quite a lot of Thursdays before you'll see a helmet from Scotty.
Especially considering I haven't contacted him or asked him to do it yet.
Exactly.
And also, you know, I still haven't received his invoice. So, you know, all of those steps need to happen first. But Scotty, one of the guys that does a lot of the design work for OKL, this is his sticker kit, in fact. A company that he works for, Monster K, one of the top Italian teams in karting at the moment. He's also involved in making sure our karts look very pretty when they are on track, as they do. They very much do.
Pop up here. Jason could see her on behalf of Max Borsov here posting. Game crash, they're trying to rejoin now. Oof, hopefully he makes it back in time.
That's not ideal.
He is currently syncing up.
Let's see if he can get it on.
I'm just keeping an eye on that sync status there. Hopefully. All right, I think they reset it so you can actually get... Okay, cool. Oh, that's very nice of the race director to help to give him the time to get in. I think he would have made it because I just see him... He's in now. He might have made it. All right, we have another wait. Another minute and a half. Well, I guess if all the carts go to track, it skips a timer, by the way. I hope all these boys remember to put on their setups. Otherwise, it's going to be a very unfortunate and long 12 laps for them. The minis are a little bit better than the KF3's fixed setup versus an open setup. Because even on the minis with a fixed setup, they won't limit down the straight. Where the KF3, you limit about 70% off the straight. If it's on a fixed setup. Yeah. So
that could be a problem. We did see a lot of ratio differences in the seniors. I wonder if we'll see that in the juniors, in the minis. Judging by the times, though, I doubt it. They are way too close together for there to be any sort of gearing differences between all these drivers. We are still waiting for one more driver. It's I think Resende we're still waiting for to jump on grid, if I'm not mistaken.
I see all 10 of them on the track now. If my
oh, there we go. That is all 10.
There we go.
I counted 4 on the right. It is actually 5. Okay, let's see how these drivers do their warm-up lap. Max Borshoff, he's been on pole before. He's been on pole many times in the Western Province, a few times in the Nationals this year, and a pretty well-versed driver at leading a pack, as we see there. Him just taking a nice, slow warm-up lap. Liam Takiso on the... Where is he going? Trying to get into single file there, I see. So, looks like these drivers putting themselves in single file.
I was about to say, is Max going to give us the slowest warm-up lap ever? But
I think he was just waiting for everybody to settle themselves down before he picked the speed up. Are we having a single file start here, Shan?
No. They single file during their warm-up because we have seen too many times the drivers take each other out.
Ah, that is quite clever, and I'm assuming a race director's input or yours, Shan, so quite smart. I definitely wouldn't have thought of that. So the drivers can just go single file till they get into the final sector of the lap. Max Borshoff, oh, careful with that curve.
Almost giving himself a 1-second penalty there for no reason.
Oh, umpered.
We'll see if he crosses the line, because that is an unfortunate 1-second penalty if he gets one.
I'm sure Jason is absolutely chewing at the end of his chair right now. You know, I can just imagine him sitting backwards on the chair with his arms folded over the edges there, chewing the back of the chair, because that would be a silly way to give yourself a 1 second penalty. Thumbs up from Max. Hands up, notifying, letting everybody know that he's slowing it down. Let's see if we're going to see a slow, very slow start from Max.
I love the hand gestures. It really does simulate it nicely. The
oh, it does.
Lifting the hand,
it does.
Just lifting your hand, letting everybody know, listen, I'm going to slow down now. It's amazing.
I will be honest, there's not a single driver ever that lifts their hand that high, though. It's always like a little soft, little just above the shoulder lift. I think the only time I've seen drivers that animated has nothing to do with slowing down and a lot to do with on-track incidents. Drivers can show their personality. We've slowed it down. We're in the tram lines. Max Borchardt taking it easy. He's keeping a nice slow start. It looks like he's hit the hammer. No, there he has. No, he hasn't. There he has.
Wow.
Oh, right out the tram lines. That was a great start. Was that Leo Larson? Leo Larson up into the top of this mini race. Two down the inside. Contact between Max Borchardt and Leo Larson. Two drivers there running into each other behind that because of that contact. So a massive Constantino effect. Does that give Max Borchardt a nose cone?
Prizovic was
has left. Oh, there's more going on behind there. That's a Shai Nagura forcing the issue on the pass with Leo Larson. I'm sure race director going to have a look at that, but he's got him past. Ruan Victor just behind him. Leo Larson now down to fourth. He was up at the lead with a great start, but our front row starts. Liam Takiso, big loser, 3 abreast into one corner. Oh, lots of contact between the 4 of them, all fighting over the same piece of tarmac. We had 4 drivers fighting for second. We've now got 5, and Max Borchardt is sitting in the palm seat right now after that turn 1 contact. He got himself into the lead, and now he's stretching his legs out in front there. So Leo Larson got to an early lead, maybe a little bit early on the brakes, and Max just trying to defend behind him, ran to the back of him. Whatever happened, I'm sure the race director will look at it. These drivers, though, moving and shaking all over the main straight to defend into the double apex right-hander. Ashina Guru runs wide. It looks like contact between 3 drivers. We've got Ruan Victor, Leo Larson still there. Who's behind that? Deacon Olufia, big winner, but we've lost 2. We've definitely lost 2. I think it's a Shai Naguri that is Nagura that's missing, and Liam Takiso I don't see there. So they've dropped well down the order with that contact. And Deacon Olufia is smiling at the moment. So is Daniel Rasinde as he moved up. There's a Shai Nagura. That's who we were talking about. And
that will be a nose cone.
Liam Takiso, he's rolled it. No, he's kept it on the wheels. How did he keep that on all 4 wheels? They're still fighting. Ashay over the curbs, runs into the side of Daniel Rasinde on the inside of the track now, and going around the outside, Alexander Pravovic, and behind that, last of those drivers looked like it was a Shane Naguri. But back to the front we go. It's Max Borchardt in the lead, and with a massive lead, Mans Loof has retired, so he's left this race. Ruan Victor down the inside to defend from Leo Larson into turn 1, the double apex. He's going to hope he doesn't run it wide because it's going to open him down the inside. Leo Larson down the inside. He saw the move, and just behind that, Deacon Olufia waiting to pick up the pieces. He's seen the danger, man, the danger that is in this group for P2. I don't think he wants to get involved in a fight that looks like this just yet. 4 out of 9. It's only the pre-final. This is where you start the final. So these drivers definitely giving themselves a good start so far. There's that grip you were talking about, Shan, possibly almost rolling that cart over. But Leo Larson looking for a way past now on Ruan Victor. He's close enough to make a move coming into this final sector. Will he, though? Down the straight they go. Big toe from both of them. He's not close enough just yet. So he's going to have to wait for that main straight to have a move.
Listen, Larson's start was absolutely lightning. I wonder if that was borderline jump starting. So hopefully the admins don't have too much work to do there. Maybe he just had it absolutely perfect, and the 2 drivers in front caught napping.
Yeah, here we go down into turn 1. Leo Larson definitely had a look for a move there. He's doing that inside cutback again, but Ruan Victor is wise to it. So Leo Larson still can't get past just yet. This is great racing from the mini drivers. Nice and clean. Down the inside he goes. Good full send there from Leo Larson, and he's managed to maintain the position. No cutback there. Ruan Victor still trying. He squeezes to the inside. Ruan takes just the amount of space he's given. Through the chicane they go, nice and neat. Leo Larson's got a better run though. He's going to have a look into the right-hander. He's close enough. Ruan Victor opens the door. He has to. He's got no choice. And Deacon Olufia just trying to find himself a space on the tarmac that these 2 are not sharing with either each other, neither him. So he's got really nowhere to go at the moment. Leo Larson lost a bit of pace there in that move. Ruan Victor managed to defend it well and take the place back. Leo Larson, great moves from him to get the cutback, the switch back, and do it again. Let's go on board now with Deacon Olufia. He's the man that has the best view. He's got his head down at the moment so we can't see. Into the right-hander we go. Oh, nice and late on the brakes from Deacon. A bit late on the power though, so he didn't get the run out. Through the left hand we go. Careful not to take too much curb now. Leo Larson goes inside early. That's going to make him the defensive line though.
Already got
He's
the
all the way
position.
through. He's all the way through as he goes around that left-hander, and this is going to mean that we're going to look at a cutback now. Down the back straight we go. Round the outside is name escapes me now, but it's Leo Larson and Ruan Victor. Thank you very much. There's Ruan Victor. He's looking down the inside into the right-hander. He's forced the issue. Leo Larson runs wide. Deacon Olafia tries the wide line. Oh, he went for the inside cutback. There was a little bit of contact, but they're all staying on the track. So Leo Larson was trying to cut that cutback off, and Deacon Olafia had already committed to it. So unfortunately, a little bit of side to side, but they didn't lose that much time. These two now, Deacon Olafia, Leo Larson, they've lost Ruan Victor. Wise for the two of them to settle down, though. They don't want to fight. Deacon just wants to go with Leo onto the back of Ruan Victor at the end of this pre-final.
Larson's got the toe.
He's definitely got the toe to turn one. Ruan, though, defensive early to make sure that that move isn't on the cards. Leo Larson went in deep, so he can't do his usual cutback to switch it up into the right-hander here. But this is where we know he's strong. We've seen him come out here really, really well and get the move done further down the circuit. Let's see what his exit's like.
Deacon definitely see a difference in gearing between Larson and Victor. Victor, same as what we saw last night with the seniors. Victor is faster out of the corners, and then Larson just gets so close on that straight.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. It seems that he does have the top end over Ruan. At the end of the straights, he's definitely a lot stronger, and that's how he could sneak past in that little left-hand sweep. It's a flat-out corner, but because his ratio was slightly different, gearing slightly different, the engine was in power band a little bit earlier, or a little bit later. Ruan already out of power band, so he was able just to slip it up the inside with a good exit off that fast right-hander. But here we go, down the main straight. This is where he's strong.
Look at it.
We know he's got... Is it? Yeah. Oh, that.
Wow, it closes
that is
that gap.
Huge. It's almost like Ruan Victor runs into a limiter just before he breaks. Leo, again, a little bit too deep into that first sector, and that stops him from having a charge through here where we know he's strong. He needs to just slow down that first corner, and that will allow him to get close enough to actually have a look at Ruan through this sector. He's going defensive on Deacon.
Borsov crashes! Borsov crashes! No, Borsov
has taken himself out of the pre-final with an 8.2 second lead. This has gone from the battle for second to the battle for the win, and Ruan Victor seems to know it. His body language changed. He's tighter into corners. It's the penultimate lap, and unfortunately, Max Borsov, all by himself, unless he was involved with maybe a back marker. Well, he was on his own, all by himself. Too much curb, and upside down on the wall he goes. So Max Borsov has to retire from this pre-final. We don't allow you to put the cart back on and rejoin, but here, this is the race for the win. Deacon Olafia hedging his bet on Leo Larson down the main straight. Leo Larson went for the outside. He couldn't make it.
Oh, they clip! Look at
through the middle. Through the middle goes Deacon. Absolute brilliant avoidance from him. I absolutely wish we could go back to the onboard replay because that was threading a needle. Deacon Olafia up into the lead, and look at this. Liam Tekiso, we thought he was well out of the race. He dropped well down the order, but he looks like he's up into second place. So Deacon Olafia and Liam Tekiso, they have done it for the South Africans ahead of Leo Larson. And it looks like we're going to have Deacon Olafia come across on this last lap to take a victory in the pre-final and put himself on the front row start for the final. You couldn't ask for a better start. Deacon Olafia, the young man from Benoni, South Africa, will be coming through to start the final. Do this last two corners onto the start main straight for the last time in this pre-final. He crosses the line, and the first of our winners ever in OKL finals, world finals. It may only be a pre-final, but he does take that place of the first ever winner in the OKL world finals mini. Second, Liam Tekiso. Third, Ruan Victor. Fourth, Alexander. Fifth, Leo Larson. Sixth, Ashai Nagura. Seventh, Melandaru. Eighth was Daniel Racinda, and unfortunately retired from an 8-second lead, Max Borsov.
I want to see if we can just see what happened
from the minis.
Let's see if we can just see what happened. Borsov was... No, this was it, right? This was the incident. So let's go to... Just check the onboard. Let's just check this onboard or what happened. That's crazy.
You could see the late move. There's...
Oh, it's a lap later.
No, this is lap later. Come now.
My apologies.
Oh, I hope no one gets motion sickness easily, because I am.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is it, guys. This is the moment. Everything.
Deacon knows he's in the penalty tier. He hedges his bets on Leo Larson. He puts it behind him. Now he doesn't quite know where to go. He puts his card in the middle. There's the contact.
What?
Oh my.
How?
Wow. How is that for threading the needle? I've always told the kids, let's not be proactive. Always be reactive. Keep your foot pinned until the last possible moment.
Look at this.
There's the contact, the first initial contact. Contact again. There's the spin. And look at the input. Turn hard, boy. Turn hard. Oh,
Wow.
It is absolute millimeters from Deacon Olivier to take the win in the pre-final. The first ever heat win that's ever happened in OKL Minis goes to Deacon Olivier, the young man from Benoni. But you got to feel for Western Province driver Max Boshoff, who unfortunately, all on his own, with
let's see what
2 laps to go. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to guess a little bit of curb. I'm going to guess curb. It was 2 laps to go, so lap 7. Jump to lap 7, I would assume.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to jump at that spot there. There we go.
Okay, so let's go fast a bit. Okay, this is his penultimate lap. He thinks by now he's got it all under control. 8.1 seconds. Ease game, nice and smooth.
At this point, Carl, I wanted to say, before anything happened, I wanted to say, Max Boshoff just breaking away with this heat. And
thankfully you didn't, because that would have all been your fault.
Yes, exactly.
We would have all gone, Shan, you ruined Max's race. What is right? So thankfully that didn't happen.
There's a cart in front of him. What's happening here? No, he did.
Oh, no, was it not that lap?
No, that was a lap on. One more lap. All right, here we go. Okay. Skip on. I was about to say my word. Maybe it was a nose cone.
It was yeah, he seems to be like having a fight here. So we're blaming Max Boshoff saying all on his own. It might not be all on his own.
Right, so this is where it happens.
Put the names on, please, Shaq.
Oh, but we are following. Why are we on Resender? I'm so confused. I thought we said 333.
No, we said 334. Now
so
we're on 3.
He did flip 1 lap. Right, okay, there we go. Okay, so here we are. I think it was completely on his own. Yeah, climbing the curb. Oh, no.
Curve, grip flip, and on his head he goes, son.
He did a Ruan Victor there for a moment.
Oh, no.
Sorry, Ruan.
So Max Boshoff, one of the
Victor,
quickest drivers.
Ruben Victor.
Yeah, no, shame. We've torn him apart after. It was 2 days ago. We can give the guy a break. We're in progress for the final. Max Boshoff, we know he has the pace. He is starting back at the back of the grid. If he can win it from 10th on the grid, I will be absolutely blown away. So a bit of a story we could tell there at least. So Max Boshoff, he was 8 seconds ahead at the end, the start of the penultimate lap in the pre-final, and had to retire. So he'll be starting from the back. With him, though, sorry, not at the back, in 9th place. Mans Loof retired before that. Daniel Resende in 8th place. Melanda Root will be starting at 7th.
What's going on here?
Who is this?
Resende, no... Nothing's
happening. Throttle input. No throttle input for Resende.
Did his throttle just decide to call it a day?
Give up the ghost. I think his throttle has given up the ghost in the final.
Because he definitely had issues with his throttle throughout the practice and qualifying. But yeah, now he's just chilling on the grid. So
you're going to have to ask him to jump to pits. I think race director going to have to pop in the ear there and say, please jump to pits.
They'll boot him off the server if he doesn't get it going. So, guys, this is the final race. We're already here. It's so quick. What's happening? We've got a cart standing on the middle of the track.
So hopefully we can get that cart removed. I was running through the thing. The order. Ashay Naguru.
There we go.
There we go. Daniel Resende retired. Melanda Ruth, 6 in 7th. Ashay Naguru in 6th. Leo Larson in 5th. Alexandra in 4th. Ruan Victor 3rd, Liam Tekiso 2nd, Deacon Olivier in the lead at the moment. We've started this race. Deacon Olivier still has the lead as they go into turn number 1. He's going defensive early. The driver that lucked out in that pre-final. Well, I would say luck, but it took a lot of skill to thread that needle. He is currently leading 378. Behind him is Liam Tekiso. He goes inside early. Deacon giving him all the space he possibly can. 313 down the inside. Ruan Victor on Liam Tekiso. Boshoff has fallen off, unfortunately, trying to make his way up the field. But this is going to be 12 laps of absolute mayhem. Already we've got 5 drivers, all looking to get into the lead early. There is no settle down and wait. There is no look for a push on to get in front. It is all about getting in the front early. So around the outside there, I can't really see numbers, 378. So there we go. Thank you very much. Leo Larson and Liam Tekiso, Ruth and Victor. So Ruan Victor and Liam Takiso are going at it, hammer and tongs. Down the inside goes Takiso. It was a late move. He was deep in and almost didn't stay on the circuit. Ruan Victor makes the switchback early, and all this is doing is helping young Deacon Olivia in this final stretch the legs. Oh, contact! Alessandra, it was just a little bit of side-on-side contact, and it's Munsloof who's unfortunately spun that around. So Munsloof dropped down the order. Max Borshoff, we saw him go off early on in lap 1. So his hopes of getting onto the back of Deacon Olivia are going to be all but over. I mean, Deacon Olivia already with 0.8 of a second ahead of this gaggle of carts behind him. And if Liam Takiso continues to be as aggressive as he has been with the passing and the overtaking, it's just going to allow Deacon to get going, get out of there, and possibly win a final from 6th place on the grid in the pre-final. Down towards the right.
So happy to see these boys race the way they are. Hey, it's crazy how these kids are racing at their age. That's amazing to see.
There's really no strategy put here. It's all about, can I get to the front and how quick I can. Here's Max Borshoff. He's not far off. He's just behind Munsloof as we watch Liam Takiso and Ruan Victor go at it again. Hammer and tongs. The gloves are off into turn number 1. There's that gearing. We've seen the difference of, so Liam Takiso a lot shorter on the gearing than Ruan Victor. So Liam Takiso, this is where his cart's going to be strong, but Ruan Victor wise to it. He went wide, he cut back across Liam's nose, and Liam had to get out of the throttle, but he's close again. He's going to have a move down the inside. There it is. There's that send. He loves that. Ruan not quite opening the door early enough. The two of them fighting over the same piece of tar. Here comes Leo Larson.
Forward.
He's looking for a way pass on Takiso. Takiso just about manages to hang on to that place. Ruan Victor around the outside. Leo Larson looking up the inside. It looks a bit Liam Lawson-esque, if I can say so myself. Then no one here is giving an inch or giving up. And Deacon, if you could see a smile through that crash helmet, I'm sure it would be ear to ear. Because the more these boys do this, the more he can stretch his legs and build that gap. 1 second it was at the end of the last lap. Let's see what it is now as they cross the line.
Let's just keep the gap on. Keep an eye on the gap from Borshoff, because all this fighting happens, it opens the door for Borshoff to come back.
Ooh. Touch. This is the fighting we're talking about. Oh, he almost grip rolls. He almost grip rolls. Great counter steer from Ruan Victor. And not only does he put 4 wheels back of the track, he's straight into attack mode. Liam Takiso goes defensive. These kids feel nothing but feathers. Down the straight they go. They're 3 abreast. Leo Larson hedging his bets on Ruan Victor, changes his mind and starts to help Takiso.
No,
he rolls it. He goes in too fast.
He parks it where his cousin parked it a couple nights ago. Ruan Victor is his cousin. Family reunion happening there for Ruan Victor and his cousin. And Liam Takiso still defending. It almost looks like Liam is pulling a bit of a Danny Rick here and making sure teammate gets away. I'm just calling it. It's definitely not that. But Liam Takiso is happy to settle for second. He doesn't want to go for the win. He doesn't want to put his head down and chase Deacon Olivia. All he wants to do is have this battle and have this fight. And Liam, please don't stop having this battle and fight, because we are loving every second of it. Leo Larson still looking for a way past. He's looking on the outside. He's looking on the inside. They're going to head through this long left. He's down the inside already. Liam can't really defend that. He goes for a bit of an intimidation. He did move twice, but no contact was made, and he didn't really cross the line. He kind of just moved the steering wheel twice. Leo Larson moves back on the inside. Liam Takiso covers it off. They're now 3 abreast as they go into this right-hander, into the chicane. We've seen them roll here before. We're missing one. Alexander obviously making a mistake. Making a mistake.
All of this is bringing Max Borshoff from 9.8 seconds, but it is a big gap. I know we've got a long way left to go in this race, but it is a massive gap. Liam Takiso inside again, then outside as Larson didn't attack. He went for the optimum line, and they're going to head now through this double apex right-hander. We've seen the minis look for a pass here, one of them being Liam Takiso. He's made the pass there, and down the main straight we go. Heads are down. We're staring at the tram lines. He's gone for the outside line. Head up through the double right we go. He's going to look for the cutback. Liam slows it right down on the apex. He's got the cutback. Can he switch it over? He switches it over. Is he in enough? He's in enough. Is that move done?
Outside line for the next corner, though.
It is outside for the next corner. What we are not following on, though, is that this seems to be relatively pointless, because Liam Takiso has a 1 second penalty for cutting track. So Liam Takiso is fighting for the second place as if it was on the road, and unfortunately, he's down a second. Leo Larson forcing the issue now, starting to lean on Liam a little bit on the outside. 3 cutbacks in 2 corners. Liam Takiso untidy on the exit. That's allowed Leo Larson through. But we know Liam Tekiso, he's not going to let that happen for
Wow.
long. And he sneaks it up the inside after defending a pass. These kids are showing us how it's done. I hope these seniors are watching. I want more of this from their final. As we head now onto the main straight, Leo Larson looking for that outside line again. Alexander hedges his bet on Leo Larson. Last minute decides to go full outside. Liam Tekiso is not giving up. He's staying on the inside. Leo Larson going to go the long way around. There's not enough room. Through the double left they go. Leo Larson not looking for that cutback over the curve this time because he's too busy defending from Alexander. So Alexander now has joined this battle. He's turned it from a 2-cart battle to a 3-cart. And let's not cast our eyes too far away from the back there because it looks like Mansloof is joining this fight. So it's 2 carts to 3 carts, then 4. And if we see Mansloof, it means Max Boshoff can't be too far behind.
Yeah, 8.7. He was 2 seconds behind Loof at the moment, but still 8.7 behind Deacon Olivier, who is pretty much just, I think he's just managing it now. He has to because he's got such a big gap. No mistakes, just keep it clean.
3.8 seconds is the gap. If he's just nice and neat and tidy, he will hold on to that victory. He will hold on to the first mini OKL World Final. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a lot of racing still to go. It's 9 out of 13. They cross the start-finish line now. Liam Tekiso still leads out this battle for second. It looks like... Liam Larson, Prozovic, a bit late on the brakes and riding all over the back. That's allowed Mansloof, a man who retired from the pre-final and now brings himself up into the top 5 of the final, makes that pass on Alexander. We know he's got pace. He's moved himself up. So will we see more moves from Mansloof, the man from Sweden? He's been aloof in this final, but he's here now. And he's going to join Leo Larson and Liam Tekiso for that battle for second place. Alexander not really attacking just yet. I think he's understood he'd rather stay in this battle with 5 laps still to go. Will be 4 laps just after this. They are nose to tail and try. It looks like Liam Tekiso, though, has decided to drop the hammer. He's broken a gap on Leo Larson. But is it going to be all too late to catch onto the back of Deacon Olivier? 3.8 was the gap at the start of the last lap. We wait to see what the gap will be at the end of this lap. Through the double right they go onto the main straight. Mansloof looking for a way past on Leo Larson. He's round the outside. The gap is 3.5. Only 3/10 taken out of the leader. Mansloof doesn't have the gearing that Leo Larson does. But he has the cutback. But it was too much, too early. And the man who was aloof is aloof again. He has left the battle for the top 2.
Let's not forget Tekiso with his 1 second penalty, by the way. He's got only 2 more tenths to gain, and I think with that battling happening between Pricevic and Larson, Tekiso's going to get himself into second place now.
Yeah, with these two all over each other, Leo Larson.
There goes Pricevic! Oh, he caught it!
That is the third time. That is the third time in this final that youngster has put my heart in my throat. I've seen him do that at least 3 times this final. Alexander, please, my friend, can we stay away from that inside curve? Max Boshoff starting to catch now. 7.4,
survival of the fittest at the moment.
Mansloof has retired.
Yeah.
Mansloof has decided that after that era, he could have brought himself way back in. I mean, Leo Larson and Liam Tekiso were fighting over each other so hard. I didn't see him roll over. So Liam Tekiso now, he's built enough of a gap over Leo Larson because of what's happened with them earlier. So Liam Tekiso now has gone past that 1 second deficit and starts to catch the leaders. But not only does he have to catch Deacon, 3.2 seconds in 2 laps, he has to catch, pass him, and pull a second. Yep. So Deacon Olivier really in the pound seats as we have a look at Leo Larson. Now he's gotten ahead of Alexander after that mistake through the chicane. So Max Boshoff, though, not far behind Alexander. He's done good work here. He's up to 5th. We've lost 5 of our drivers. They have all retired. Ashena Guru, one of those drivers. Ruhan Victor, we saw him right up in the front, but he put it on his head next to his cousin. Milan Daru is now obviously shown in 7th, but also retired. Mansloof, we saw him in the battle, but unfortunately he was forced to retire. So 10 drivers started, 5 drivers are going to finish. But it's all about this man at the moment in front. We've got gaps between all 5 drivers, and this man in front, 2.9 seconds is the gap. He's taken almost a second out of Deacon in 2 laps, but he's only got 2 more laps to take this 2.9 away. So if he continues to catch Deacon the way he is, it'll be enough to possibly get close, but so not enough to get past.
On track gap,
not
1.9.
enough to get points. He's not enough to get past and pull a second. So if I were Deacon and I were clever, if I saw Liam Tekiso coming now, if Liam caught onto the back of me, I'd simply move over, let him have it, and stick as close to his back bumper as possible. And that would be enough to let me cross the line in this OKL World Final as the OKL World Final Champion. Through the left-hander he goes. He'll do these last 2 corners for the second last time now. It's a final. He's going to start his final lap. Deacon Olivier working his way to be the first OKL World Final winner. He goes through the first set of corners, a little bit of jumping and bouncing there. He doesn't want to push too hard, and we could see him hook a grip roll and be upside down and out of this race. We don't want to, over those curves.
I'm getting scared every time he climbs the curve.
Over those curves, making me nervous. Deacon
Wow.
has had an absolute fairy tale from the pre-final, threading the needle to take the win to a fairy tale final. He's through that chicane for the last time.
Takiso flips.
That's where we've seen. No, Liam Takiso has lost it. And contact now with Max Borshoff after all that hard work he's made. He's kept it on the track though. So Max Borshoff goes from 5th to 4th. But we're on the final lap now with Deacon Olivier. He's got to turn the steering wheel left for one last time. He's through the left-hander. The double right remains for him. It's the last round of corners. He's back on the power.
Deacon Olivier.
In the OKL World Final. Our victor for the first time ever at the OKL World Final. Deacon Olivier takes the win in car 304. Just behind him, Leo Larson, our vice champion. Did he fight hard for that with Alexander in 3rd? Another man who fought really, really hard to finish where he did. Max Borshoff makes a massive comeback from 10th on the grid, a spin in lap 1, and he brings himself up into 4th place. Liam Takiso, he was fighting for 2nd for the majority of the race. He comes across the line in 5th. 6th place, Mans Loof. 7th was Melandaru. 8th, Ruan Bukta. 9th, Ashay Nagura. And 10th, Daniel Racinda. But world final winner, the OKL world champion, Deacon Olivier. Congratulations.
Listen, Deacon was a prime example of the old saying, to finish first you gotta finish. And everybody ahead of him had so many fights in that pre-final. He just stuck it there behind him, got a very lucky breakthrough, that gap between the two, and he never looked back. Deacon Olivier from Gauteng, what an awesome drive, what an awesome showing. You know, he was very unlucky throughout this year, unlucky races in the OKL Africa and South African Championship, but he came through when it matters. He took one home in the final of the OKL World Final for the minis. Wow, what a great first couple races for the evening. We are not done yet though. We've got 2 more to go. That is the Superheat and the finals in the senior cards. Kyle?
Look,
wow.
Shan, Deacon Iceman Olivier. He's called the Iceman. He races for Ice Motorsport. His home is Formula K Benoni. He drives a Formula K chassis. And tonight, he is the OKL World Champion. He led from the moment he split the needle. He threaded the needle in the pre-final. He led from that moment on, and he's able to walk away as the first OKL mini world title holder, the world champion, Deacon Olivier. How I wish we could put him standing there. A little miniature.
He can get his car to Kapak, yeah, but he should have done that without going back to Fitz. Wow, I can't believe it. Wow. What an epic race.
Absolutely fantastic.
Minis, it's by far the best kart in KRP to race. That and the Tillotons. It is such close racing, start to finish. Absolutely amazing.
What we haven't touched on, Shan, is what we have a little bit, but what we need to remind our audience watching the stream is that these youngsters are youngsters. None of them are over the age of 12, and I think, Shan, you said the youngest was 7.
Yeah, I think Milan the rate is the youngest driver on the grid today. I think he's 7 or 8 years old, and that is, I think he's 7 actually. Might even still be 6. I have to go check that because I remember his dad said on the registration form he was the champion in his cadet class or something for this year. So he's mega.
Where is he from? Where is he from?
It would either be Netherlands or Belgium. So this would be his home track.
Cadets, I think, was from the age of 8, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely wrong. I might be crucified here, but cadets is different to what it is in South Africa. Cadets in South Africa is from the age of 5.
Let's have a look. I can just go have a look, though, whilst we are chilling, yeah?
Yes, Shan, don't be lazy, man.
Let me go find his name. Oh, man, what an epic race. I can't believe it.
That was absolutely insane. The Iceman, Deacon Olivier, has done. He has done it.
I promise you, his dad has promised him a lot of, or he's definitely going to give him a lot of things now after that, because wow, that was epic. Deacon Olivier, and it could have been the other way around, right? In that pre-final, through those two cots, having a moment, he could have easily been clipped there and been taken out.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look here. So the rate, 2018. He's the same age as my son, 6 years old. That's how old he is. Born in 2018. So, wow. And he's from the Netherlands, by the way. Milan de Reit. Can we just give a shout out to a 6-year-old in a simulator, online, competing against kids that are 10, 11, 12 years old. And he was good. That's amazing, Kyle.
Unbelievable. These kids blow. Look, I've been doing this for 27 years of my life now. And started when I was 5. I've been training and coaching since I was 16. And these kids never cease to amaze me. They never cease to amaze me.
I'm so impressed. And listen, this is what OKL is all about, is bringing racing to the younger generation, giving them a competition to already compete in, you know, because you can't put a 6-year-old in the Formula 1 simulators and stuff like that, because those cars are simply just too fast at their age. But they can get into the karts that they race with in real life, most of them, and they can come and compete. So epic. I'm so happy. I'm so stoked. And listen, we've got an hour's worth of break, or a little bit less than an hour. Then we're going straight into that seniors. I'm so excited for that. The final 24. We started with 243. We took it down to 110 super licenses, I believe. 245 for the start of day 1 on Monday. We've got 24 remaining, and after tonight's races, there will only be one that reigns supreme over everyone else. Who will it be?
We have just finished off on our mini event. They did 3 sessions, but only the last lap counted. Yeah, I couldn't believe the amount of passing, racing, everything that happened there. The results were still provisional, though. We are still waiting for the final results to be released. So provisionally, Deacon Olivier is our world final champion. I'm sure race director will be pretty quick to release those results for us. But now, Shan, if I don't see our epic highlight reel from this, I am going to be disappointed, because these boys put on a proper show for us.
Well, that's the pressure you put on my shoulders. Luckily, after tonight, there will be no more racing. My son's sports is done for the year. I might have a little bit more time on my hands to get something epic going. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This was an epic mini championship or mini world final at OKL at Genk. What an awesome track. What an awesome bunch of drivers. We will see you guys at 8 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the UK, 7 o'clock in most of the Europe. We're going to switch off this stream. We will post a new link all over our socials very shortly. We'll see you guys in an hour's time. Bye-bye.